Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my beautiful women of Qur'an. Now, welcome to another video. We are on this series of, videos on marriage. Definitely, I want to share some information about marriage and also, let you know that there's a whole course, a whole program workshop for 6 months long where we are only discussing marriage, how to, improve our marriage, how to make our marriage a beautiful, blessed marriage, and also what to look for in getting married, what to expect, what are the rights and obligations of the spouse, the husband, the wife, how to turn your marriage into an act of worship. I've been coaching sisters for over 10 years and teaching Qur'an as well, and so this program is really dear to my heart. It's coming to an end this month, and then there's a new cohort that it will start, inshallah. So I'll put the link in the description if you want to join us, and just, fill out the application, and then we'll let you know when registration will be officially open. So here I'm sharing with you in this video a clip of the first live that we had with the group, with the cohort, and it was really about a beautiful perspective about the role of a wife, and we are inspired by our mother Hawa. She was the first wife. Hawa and Adam alayhi salam, they were the first couple. So what can we learn from that first couple? That's the topic here, inshallah. You also get a bit of introduction about the course at the beginning. I'm going to talk about self-ruqya because that too is so important in marriage. Like, as wives, we are wives to be, because some of us are not married and looking into getting married. We want to make sure that we make sure our home is alive and protected, because one of the biggest plot of the devil is to break marriages, right? It's to break them apart. So he's gonna be busy in doing that, and so we have to be busy in protecting our marriage, right? And then the third element that I'm bringing that's new is gonna be future self work. I did a little bit of that in the initial workshop, where it was just like visualizing towards the end. I asked sisters to visualize the relationship. We're going to do a bit more of that because we have a tendency to get stuck on the negativity. And so instead of saying, oh, I don't want this to happen, I don't want that to happen, I want to see this, I want to see that, I want to show up this way. We're going to do more positive future thinking, inshallah, in this. So those are the three main new additions to this workshop. So welcome everyone, and everyone is here, I believe. I know some sisters told me they couldn't make it today, and one of you is working and told me that she would be only listening. My husband is an imam, so we put the initial workshop, the replay that you guys have access to, we put it together because he's been counseling couples for over I would say 15 years, right? He's been counseling couples, so he's seen it all. So I designed this with him based on what he's seen, like his advice. And the main advice that he was telling me is that most couples do not enter marriage with Allah in mind, right? They think more of me and my husband. It's just me and him. And they don't really think about the taqwa, the fear of Allah in their relationships. Going into the marriage, while in the marriage, and even when coming out of the marriage, the fear of Allah is missing. So that is the main observation that he's had in his years of counseling. So, of course, treating your marriage as an act of worship then came as a result of that. So we are going to cover fundamentals of marriage in Islam. The role of self-love in a marriage is so important. Especially us women, we're very emotional beings, and we tend to look for happiness in other. And it's like we want the other to fill our cup, but no, we're responsible to fill our own cup. The other is just a bonus, right? So the role of self-love in a marriage, conflict resolution skills, self-ruqya, that's so important. Communication skills, personal growth. These are the major topics in this program, inshallah. Okay. Another thing I wanted to share with you is that how you're going to make the most of this program. So there are three main ways. So number one is the replay, the workshop itself, right? that you have access to. Number 2, there's a Telegram, because I do post bonus content that does help in the topic. And then number 3 is your own work, doing the activities when you're by yourself with your journal. So watch the modules of the course, participate in the lives, coming to the live, journal your thoughts, take notes, do the activities. That's so important. If you don't do the work, I had actually had a coach who told me, she did a mastermind, and she was like, whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. Like, you're responsible for this program. Like, you invested, whatever you put in to the program is what you're going to get out of it. But if you are passive, then that's what you're going to get. If you're active, then that's what you're going to get, inshallah. So do the activities and connect with the sisters in the Telegram. Challenge yourself. This is going to hit a lot of uncomfortable zone. We're going to push ourselves, outside our comfort zone, which is normal. That's why we're taking this. We want to grow. Growth does not happen within the comfort zone. Growth happens outside of it. So it's going to require that we challenge ourselves, right? And many times that has to do with ego. We have to put our ego, we have to kick it out and say it's not going to benefit us, actually. All right. So the fundamentals, that's what you guys have in the replay, the why, what, and who. And what I'm saying here is understanding that our existence here on earth is to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. He created us. In the Qur'an, he says that he created the mankind and jinns to worship him. That's why we exist. We don't exist for our own pleasure. Yes, we're able to get, fulfill our desires and things, but really, we're not here for our own pleasure. We didn't bring ourselves on this earth, right? Allah created us, and he created us to worship him. And so in the course, in the replay, we go over what is worship in Islam, correct? And so worship in Islam is everything that we do that is pleasing to Allah and in accordance to the Sunnah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, right? And so it means that all facets of our lives will go through the lenses of, is this pleasing to Allah? Is this according to the Qur'an and the Sunnah? So we do need to seek knowledge in this case, right? Is this pleasing to Allah? Is this according to the Qur'an and the Sunnah? Also, we always say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, right? To Allah Azza wa Jal we belong, and to him is our return. So we need to understand that our lives, that we mentioned it in the replay, right? My life, my life, my sacrifice, everything belongs to Allah. And so I belong to Allah. My spouse belongs to Allah. My children belong to Allah. If we're able to understand that, it's going to really help us in relationships, period. Right? It's not my. It's we are all belonging to Allah, and we are partners in this journey back to Allah. We are partners in this journey back to Allah. So I'm not going to go over the why we get married in Islam, what is marriage in Islam, who can we marry, because these are already in the portal. Now, if you do have questions about the content, feel free to unmute yourself and ask now about what we covered already in the fundamentals. Any questions on anything that we've covered so far? Already do some a letter to Allah, intentions, establishing how we want to show up in this course in that marriage, and I pray that everyone did it. Okay, so let's go straight into something that I wanted to add to the content. I want us to see ourselves as precious gifts. And for that, we need to go back to the story of Adam alayhi salam. Okay? So Adam alayhi salam is the first human being that Allah Azza wa Jal created. And he created him and he taught him all the names, right? Everything, the names of everything. He taught him knowledge. And for even that reason, Allah told the angels to bow to Adam alayhi salam, right? So Adam alayhi salam was in Jannah, everything that you could think of. Like, he was in this wondrous gardens of paradise. He had everything that you could think of, right? But still, there was something missing. He felt lonely. SubhanAllah. He felt lonely, and his Lord understood that. And so
this isn't a hadith actually. It's if you can find it in the book of the this is a really good book, by the way, if you can get it, Stories of the Prophet by Ibn Kathir. It's really, really interesting book. You will love it. So inshallah. So in this book, that's where the story is mentioned. And so Adam alayhi salam is feeling lonely, is feeling like something is missing, even though he's in, like, he has everything around him, but there's something missing in his life. And so he goes to sleep, and while he sleeps, Allah creates out of his rib Hawa, a mother, Hawa, right? And so when Adam alayhi salam wakes up, he says to her, "Who are you?" And she says, "I'm a woman." And he asked, "Why have you been created?" She said, "So that you could find tranquility in me." This is so important, sisters. Hawa, a mother, tells Adam alayhi salam, "I was created so that you could find tranquility in me." So now let's come to like 2025 with feminist movement and mindsets, non-Muslims, beliefs that are filtering into our ummah and telling us women that we need to be leading, we need to be ahead, we need to make sure that we're on the same footing as the men, and this and that and that. That feminist movement I mentioned in the replay, it is not helping us, because we were not created separately. Like we were not. It's not like men was created and women was created the same day, and then they're on the same exact footing, and then everything starts from there. Adam alayhi salam was created first. He's the leader. So every man, Allah has given them that leadership. We can't overstep our bounds. It's not going to bring happiness in our marriage. It's not.
All right, sisters, there you have it. This course for 6 months is going to focus on treating your marriage as an act of worship, entering the marriage for the sake of Allah, staying in the marriage for the sake of Allah, and even leaving the marriage for the sake of Allah. We will look at when a marriage is no longer, working, and it's okay. Allah has made a concession for marriages that do not work. He has made it halal, but the way we even leave a marriage has to be for the sake of Allah. And so in Blessed Relationships, which is a group coaching workshop for 6 months, we are going to go over, the self, like self-love, understanding yourself better, understanding your triggers. We're going to go over communication, conflict resolution. We're going to go over the rights and obligations of the husband and wife. What does Islam say about marriage, intimacy in Islam, how to overcome our insecurities, how to fill our own cup, understanding the needs of our spouse, and so much more. Basically, we are going to look at marriage from all angles so that when you come out of this workshop, you really have what it takes to build a blessed relationship. And I wish that for you and for all of us, actually. So again, the link is below in the description. Fill out the application and join us, sisters only. Any good is from Allah, any mistake is from you. May Allah forgive me. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.